from the Technology Center on the campus of Herkimer College. This is HCTV News, a student-produced newscast covering Herkimer County and the community it serves.
Good evening, I'm Sean McCumber. Thank you for joining us for HCTV News from Herkimer College. We're here every Thursday afternoon this semester at 5 o'clock with a full half-hour newscast. HCTV News is produced by students enrolled in Communications Arts programs here at Herkimer. This newscast is a production of Advanced Video Production students. As we near the end of the semester, graduating students are thinking about their next step. Should they further their education after Herkimer? And so, what school is best for them? To help students decide, Herkimer College held a transfer college fair last Tuesday. HCTV News reporter Brady Lawrence has more.
The Herkimer College Transfer Fair is just wrapping up, but we've been here for a few hours asking students and college representatives how the event has been going. So did you find what you were looking for today at the Transfer Fair?
Yeah, I did. There's a lot of colleges in here offering a lot of courses and a lot of my ideas, you know. I really like the accounting field, and I'm happy to see a few of these colleges here have some accounting classes to go to.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So how does the Transfer Fair allow you to give information on your college to students looking to transfer?
Good question. Well, usually before I come to the fairs, I set up times with students to meet, so they're actually able to come here and I'm able to answer their questions. So I've already communicated with them beforehand, so they know that I'm already here, and I can give them information pertaining to like their credits, the majors that we have, and any other questions that they have. So this is a great format for me to meet with students.
And would you say that today's Transfer Fair had a good turnout?
I would say it's pretty decent.
That'll about wrap it up for the Herkimer College Transfer Fair. I'm Brady Lawrence. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Brady. For more information on the fair or other transfer-related questions, contact Herkimer's transfer counselor, Katie Schwabach. Can be reached by calling 866-0300 extension 8308. You can also email her at the address you see on your screen. Each week, we media majors at Herkimer College enjoy bringing you the latest stories from the area. But what happens to us when we leave HCTV News? Some students continue their education, some travel abroad, and like we'll see in this next story, others decide to start their media degree careers right here in Central New York. HCTV News reporter Melissa Kroll brings us that report.
This is the HCTV control room. It's where during every live newscast like the one you're watching right now, communications majors do everything from operate the audio board to switching graphics to even directing. You might be surprised how similar it is to others across the country, and in some TV stations, it isn't just the equipment that is familiar, but some faces too. Stationed in Utica, Eyewitness News is one of the area's only sources for televised local news. The award-winning organization is comprised of several broadcasting professionals. Many of those professionals are Herkimer College graduates.
How I got the job here is I contacted another former Herkimer College student, and he told me to contact the production manager, and then I started freelancing as a camera op, and then I started part-time, and then I became full-time with this position. Everything that I learned at Herkimer College I've used in some way or form here. Without Herkimer, I don't know how I'd even start.
Matthew Salvaggio joined the Eyewitness News team last fall. Since then, he's worked as a camera operator, audio operator, and even learned Diana's job of building graphics.
I think Herkimer, for me at least, you get to experience all these different things. You rotate through camera, all the positions that you would in a normal production. And I think Herkimer prepared me for that just because that's what I'm doing here. I'm kind of thrown into the mix. Anything they're willing to throw at me, if they're willing to let me have a chance to learn it, get used to how it is run here, I'm willing to take on that challenge.
Brett Hall began working for Eyewitness News as a production assistant. Since then, he's become the senior audio operator and even produces their 10 o'clock broadcast. But that's not all.
When I became full-time here, literally the day before, I got offered a job to work at the Heritage Classic Rock Station, WOUR, and Galaxy Communications. So radio has been one of my passions since I was at Herkimer and college. I had a radio show every week, and now I'm on every night. playing the music I love for the listener base in the whole Mohawk Valley. Going to a community college first like that was the best start I could possibly ever have getting into what I do now. The connections, the equipment, the instructors, the professors, and the students I was able to meet up with, and some of them are longtime friends still to this day. So going to Herkimer couldn't have been a better choice to start off with. I loved it there.
For more information on some of the communication majors offered here at Herkimer, visit www.herkimer.edu. For HCTV News, I'm Melissa Kroll. Back to you.
Thanks, Melissa. It's less than a week now until local band Brian Howell and the Standalones perform live on HCTV. Their band is being featured on a special broadcast called Play to the Camera. Band member Brandon Bro is excited.
Yeah, we're really excited to do Play to the Camera. This is something I've never done before personally. I've never been a part of a live recorded performance ever. This is something really cool. Other than this Play to the Camera that we're doing this weekend, we have a brand new EP coming out May 23rd. There's a release show at the Columbia. I think that everybody should go out to that. And we are incredibly excited to release this. This is our first ever recorded thing, and we think you guys are going to love it.
You can watch Play to the Camera on HCTV next Wednesday, April 16th from 9 to 10 p.m. Or come see them perform in person. HCTV is welcoming a studio audience to the show right here in our television studio. Play to the Camera is also broadcasting the following week with a live performance from the band Sayo. There's more news straight ahead after this break. During HCTV News here on HCTV, I'm Sean McCumber. Sean Messier will join us after the break. He's up next with your complete weather forecast. Is the warm weather here to stay? We'll find out next. Stick around.
Coming up next, the weather outlook for Herkimer and the surrounding areas, here on HCTV News. Stay with us.
Jump into the world of radio production and electronic media at Herkimer County Community College's 91.5 FM WVHC. When the semester kicks in, students take over the airwaves, turning their dreams and ideas into real live radio.
Topping Herkimer County Community College news today with graduation soon approaching.
Are you the next big voice? Find your home on the airwaves at Herkimer County Community College and WVHC. For more information, go to www.herkimer.edu.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. Sometimes you've got an office family. Yes! And sometimes Team Family has got your back. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you. The flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself. Protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Apheresis, a Greek word meaning to take away. What if apheresis meant you could have uninterrupted time to watch TV or your favorite movie while saving lives at the same time? The Red Cross uses apheresis machines to save the lives of cancer patients. By separating your platelets, the Red Cross is able to get the blood to the people who need it. Contact your local Red Cross for more information. Make an appointment. Donate. Reschedule. Someone you love may just depend on it.
Now, the weather outlook for Herkimer and the surrounding areas, here on HCTV News.
Welcome back to HCTV News here on HCTV. I'm Sean McCumber.
And I'm Sean Messier for HCTV News Weather.
So Sean, tell us, what's the weather going to be like for the coming week?
Well, despite a few cooler days, it's going to be pretty warm for the most part, so I think the warmth is here to stay.
That sounds really nice.
In the meantime, let's take a look at the radar right now. Okay, so over here, the current weather, as you can see, is 63.5 degrees Fahrenheit. It's mostly sunny outside, and it's been that way all day, and it seems like it's going to stay that way for a little while. The only precipitation we're seeing is in just leaving Michigan now and is in southern Canada, and that's mostly going to miss Herkimer, so that's a good thing. And let's take a look at tonight's forecast. Tonight it's going to be a low of 43, so it's still relatively warm in comparison to the winter weather we've been experiencing. Partly cloudy, 10% chance of rain, and winds from the south at 19 miles per hour. Now, how about tomorrow's forecast? Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 60, a low of 37, and partly cloudy, 20% chance of rain, winds from the west at 10 miles an hour. Saturday is going to get a little warmer at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, low of 44, 10% chance of rain, and winds from the south at 11 miles an hour. Sunday is continuing to get warmer with a high of 70 degrees, a low of 54 with 10% chance of rain, winds from the south at 15 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at your extended forecast. Monday is going to be the warmest day in the near future, with a high of 73 and a low of 46, being partly cloudy. And then it's going to cool down a lot Tuesday, with being a little bit rainy, high of 49, low of 26. Wednesday is going to be cool just like Tuesday, except a little sunnier, high of 45, low of 25.
Well, the weather sounds pretty good for the upcoming week. Well,
yep, it seems to be finally here to stay.
All right, well, thanks, Sean. We'll check in with you later on in the show after our Newsmaker segment. And when we return, Chris Klausner is going to get you caught up on the latest regarding the Herkimer General sports teams. Stay with us.
Catch up with the Herkimer General sports teams. After the break, it's Sports Wrap here on HCTV News.
I never get the flu.
My kids don't need more shots.
I don't have time.
We're all healthy.
No matter how you build your excuses, the flu can blow your house down.
I can't believe I used up all my sick time.
I missed a week of school during finals.
Now my baby has it because of me.
The hospital?
Keep your foundation strong. Vaccinate.
Make the right connections with your communication arts degree from Herkimer College. Interested in radio? Meant to DJ? Then Herkimer College's radio TV program is the program for you. Learn all about the radio industry, record your own show, or even produce a live one. The possibilities are endless. For more information about communication arts programs at Herkimer College, visit www.herkimer.edu.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Klausner bringing you this week's edition of Sports Wrap here on HCTV News. It's been a busy week for the general sports teams here at Herkimer College. Let's get you caught up. On Saturday, the women's lacrosse team squared off against the Thunder Wolves of Niagara Community College. Unfortunately for the Generals, Niagara's April Mazares was relentless, scoring 5 goals for the Thunder Wolves, giving Herkimer a difficult loss after defeating Broome by 12 on Thursday. Allowing 6 unanswered goals in the second half of the game against Niagara, the Herkimer Generals failed to keep a 3-goal lead against the Thunder Wolves, losing at Wirram Stadium 9-6. Then yesterday, the women's lacrosse team took on Mohawk Valley Community College at Wirram Stadium. Herkimer cruised to a decisive victory with a score of 16-5. Emily Kufal led all scorers with 7 goals in the contest. Next on their schedule will be Erie Community College Cats. They are scheduled to play this Saturday at 1 p.m. On to men's lacrosse. Heading into Saturday's action against Jefferson Community College, the Generals were 3-1 on the season, but for the second game in a row, the Generals' scoring in the second half was stalled, while the Cannoneers went on to score 10 goals and win the game with a final score of 16-7. Then on Monday, the men's team played Finger Lakes Community College. Herkimer got out to a bad start, facing an early 6-point deficit. By the time the Generals cut the lead to 2 points, and later outscored the Lakers 4-3 in the fourth quarter. But that early lead proved too costly for the Generals, in the end losing 14-11. The men's lacrosse team rounded out their trio of games this week with a 19-11 victory over Hudson Valley Community College. That improves their record to 4-3 on the season and will play their next game against Dean College this Saturday. In other sporting news, last Saturday, head baseball coach Jason Rathbun was inducted into the 2014 Mohawk Valley Diamond Dog Hall of Fame. A Little Falls native and Herkimer College alumnus, Rathbun has served as head coach for the Generals since 2005, producing 263 wins, 6 conference championships, 3 regional championships, and 3 World Series appearances. Rathbun has been named Mountain Valley Conference Coach of the Year 5 times. Most recently, coming in 2013, Rathbun's current team is ranked 8th in the nation with an 8-4 overall record. For their next game, the team will travel to Schenectady to take on the Royals in a doubleheader. The first game is scheduled for 2 p.m. Well, that's a very busy sports wrap for you. I'm Chris Klausner. Stay tuned. You're watching HCTV News. We'll be back with more after this.
You wouldn't knowingly let your children intake poison. Would you?
Time now for the HCTV News Question of the Week. It's your turn to express your thoughts on campus-wide issues.
Hello and welcome back to HCTV News here on HCTV. I'm Sean McCumber. Thank you for joining us. Time now for our HCTV News Question of the Week, where we search the campus looking for your on-camera input. With the transfer fair happening on campus earlier this week, HCTV News reporter Brady Lawrence has your thoughts on Herkimer College. Brady?
Hi, I'm Brady Lawrence for HCTV News Question of the Week. This week's question is, what advice would you give to incoming students looking to attend Herkimer College? So what advice would you give to incoming students looking to attend Herkimer College?
Well, my first thing would be to transfer after the first semester, but really I would just say keep up on your work, try not to get slacking and not do the work really. That's about it.
So what advice would you give to incoming students looking to attend Herkimer College?
So what I'd say is just keep up with your work. There's a lot of good clubs here, so try to join some of those. And just try to have fun, because that's what college is about, right? Yeah.
Thanks. What advice would you give to incoming students looking to come to Herkimer College?
I'd say be careful of deer. There are deer all over the place in Herkimer, and a lot of people who aren't used to deer will freak out for the first time seeing a deer prance in front of you.
All right, thank you very much. So what advice would you give to incoming students looking to come to Herkimer College?
I strongly suggest that once they find the major that they want to go into, that they talk to the professors that they would be dealing with.
That's all for this week's edition of HCTV News Question of the Week. I'm Brady Lawrence. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Brady. Be sure to tune in to next week's for another edition of HCTV News Question of the Week. And don't be shy if you see our crew around campus looking for your opinion. Coming up after the break, Chris Klausner is speaking live with someone who is a radio and TV student and also working in the field. That's straight ahead in our Newsmaker segment. This is HCTV News. Stay with us.
Peaceful, calm, full of natural beauty. The Adirondack Park in upstate New York is the place for your outdoor adventures. Take a leisurely stroll as you browse the shops of scenic Old Forge. Take a dinner cruise along historic lakes. Boats depart at various times throughout the day from Old Forge Pond. Or head deep into the Adirondacks for a true wilderness experience. Set up at your own private campsite. Build a roaring fire. Take a relaxing canoe ride. Enjoy the natural splendor that's just up the road. The Adirondack Park, where you can get away from it all without going too far away. Are you ready to go? Then go ahead and visit www.apa.state.ny.us for details regarding your next Adirondack adventure.
Hello and welcome back to HCTV News. I'm Sean McCumber. Thanks for joining us. We're here each week at this time with a 30-minute newscast produced by Herkimer College radio, TV, broadcasting majors. This live weekly broadcast is a production of RT 263, an advanced video production class offered here at Herkimer College. Up next, Chris Klausner is speaking with Herkimer student Melissa Kroll. Chris?
Thanks, Sean, and welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Chris Klausner. Nice enough to join me is Melissa Kroll.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on.
So, Melissa, in the feature package of yours we saw earlier, why do you think so many students that graduate from Herkimer move on to UTR and local places like that?
Well, I think for a lot of them, the first reason they came to Herkimer College is because they're from the area. I did speak with Brett Hall, and he went to Herkimer BOCES before he came to the radio TV program. And I think that the reason why they decided to, well, first, actually, a lot of them went to Oswego after coming here to Herkimer, and then they came back. This is their home, and I think that's why they started coming to Herkimer College in the first place, and I think that's why they're returning for work as well, because it's a great community, first of all, Central New York, and I think that they just weren't ready to leave yet.
And you work at UTR also, right?
Yeah, I do, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What do you do there, and how is that help prepare you in our broadcast here and just in general?
Well, there technically I'm technically a production assistant, but I also do work with the promotions department, Eyewitness News, and I also produced and host a weekly show called Hello Central New York, which is on WTR every Sunday morning, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing that. I help, build commercials sometimes, help with uploading things to our community tab, and do live reports every Friday on Eyewitness News. And I think it's helped me tremendously here. I also went to Herkimer BOCES before I came to Herkimer College for broadcasting, and the knowledge you learn there is such a great stepping stool for coming here. I know I'm not the only one. Sean McCumber, our anchor, our camera person, Mark Nettie, they also went to Herkimer BOCES, and you get like the intro to the field, and now that I'm here, you really get more in depth. You do live news each week, and you really get that hands-on experience. And then I'm also working, so it's like I can apply what I'm learning from here to my job, and I really enjoy that.
So you definitely recommend, if pursuing broadcasting field, going to BOCES first.
Definitely.
And then Herkimer.
Definitely. The opportunities that I got from Herkimer BOCES, I can't even, you can't put a price on experience. Right. That's what they say, and I completely agree with that. They have a competition called Skills USA, and it's like you just go off, and depending on what competition you're in, it's different, but I was usually in the TV video production development competition, and so like you just go off, you go to a random site and you just build a news story. They give you this information, and in like 2 hours you have to go and build a story. When you're in high school, it's not that easy to do it. So once you get that over with, you feel like you can do anything, and it's just such a great opportunity. I really recommend it if you're interested in broadcasting, and it's fun.
That does sound fun. Well, will be more newsmakers rather coming up after the break. Stay with us.
When you call 911, you want a trained emergency medical professional to take care of you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Emergency medical services is a community effort. That's why we want you to join our team. Consider becoming an emergency medical technician. Pull over when an ambulance is approaching. Learn CPR. Urge your elected officials to support emergency medical services. Together, we can save lives.
Ah, there's nothing like the changing of the seasons. The waterways are less crowded. The temperatures are colder. And for many unprepared or inexperienced boaters, it's the perfect opportunity to set sail, dip paddle, or let that motor rip. But there's one thing that never changes regardless of the season, and that's always remembering to wear a life jacket. A message from the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation.
Chris Klossner here with Melissa Kroll, and we are talking about UTR and that you work there. How does working and balancing the schoolwork you have now, as the challenges?
It definitely can be a challenge. My first semester at Herkimer College, I was an intern at WUTR, and that wasn't so bad. I could handle that. You know, you have schoolwork and then you just go to work. I was only working, I think, like 3 hours at night, like 4 to 7 or something. Then they hired me as a production assistant. Okay, I can still handle it. Just a few hours at night, you know, whatever. Then they asked me to start hosting and producing Hello Central New York, so I do that on the weekends. And you know, then it's kind of tough. Now I work there usually it's from 5 to midnight, except on Thursdays because I have HCTV News. Can't miss that, right? And so it's a lot because it's just constantly go, 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 go. But you know what? Again, I think that is helpful for me going into this industry.
Right.
I feel like that's how this industry is. It's unpredictable. There are deadlines, and you're going to have to work your butt off to get anywhere. So that's what I'm doing.
Is there anything like what techniques you would try or something that could help you get through this, like balance both the work and school?
Oh, well, I am a Christian girl. I spend a lot of time talking to my boy Jesus. And that's one of the biggest things I think that helps me settle down and like unwind. I don't really have time to go out with friends and stuff anymore, which I'm okay with. I'm totally okay with that because I'm a very work-motivated kind of person. So, yeah, I do that. Sometimes I draw. That helps me balance, helps me relax, watch a lot of TV.
Right. Well, don't we all? What would you say is your the greatest challenge for you working at UTR as a production assistant and then now producing your own show?
Well, I absolutely love my job there. I love being a production assistant. I run studio camera for the 6, 10, and 11 broadcasts of Eyewitness News, and that is so much fun. And then hosting and producing I'm okay with. Hosting is something I'm still working on. It's not easy interviewing someone. I mean, I have sympathy for you sitting right here asking questions. It's not an easy thing to do because you're constantly thinking about asking the next question instead of having a conversation. But that's something I'm getting better with and I'm practicing with, and just going to keep trying.
Okay, thank you for joining me. This was Newsmakers, and back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Chris. And here's Sean Messier with the final look at tonight's forecast. What's it looking, Sean?
Well, like I said, it was a warm day, and tonight it's going to stay the same. It's going to have a pretty high low of 43 degrees. It's going to stay partly sunny, mostly sunny. Still a slight 10% chance of rain, not too bad, and pretty windy. 19 miles an hour, winds from the south. So it's going to be a mostly good night, just a little windy.
All right. Well, thank you, Sean, and thank you for joining us for that's HCTV News for tonight. And just a reminder, you can catch HCTV News every Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock throughout the semester. You can also catch encore presentations Fridays at 5 as well. Newscasts are also archived on our YouTube channel, and friend us on Facebook too. For everyone here in the Communication Arts program here at Herkimer College, I'm Sean McCumber.
And I'm Sean Messier.
Thanks for watching, and have a great night.